fall really snuck up on me, I feel like, and it has been a long time since I've actually been able to sit down and film. I went home for spring break and school has been crazy this semester, you all know, but I am so ready to film these favorites. It's been a long time since I've had some really good favorites to share with you all, but I've got quite a bit of things that have either been old favorites or things that I've just kind of tried out slowly and have started to just love. So let's just dig in. I've got them all in a bag, and I don't think I'm going to go in any order this week. Usually I try to start with face products first, but I'm just going to reach in and grab, and it just so happens I do have a face product first, but I doubt anything else will be in order. This is the Rimmel BB Cream, the matte version, and I picked this up last year when I was doing my little BB Cream series. I'll try to link that down below. I'm not sure if I have a playlist for that. If I do, I'll link it down below. If not, I'll link the videos down. But you guys know I'm oily skin, and I really like this BB cream. I like the original version too that comes in the little tan and blue bottle. They recently did change the packaging of those as well. I don't believe they changed the formula, but they came out with the new Radiance version. This is in the same kind of look of packaging, and the blue is now in a skinny tube like this. So I really like this. I took this home for spring break, and I took a few things home, but none of them foundation wise I was really crazy about. And this ended up in the last few days of my spring break being what I wore, and I really thought it held up pretty good. If you look at my review, I still feel the exact same way about it. I had the shade medium, and I had been self-tanning. You guys can probably tell I'm not as tan as I was in my last video, but I had been self-tanning, and this went great with my tan, natural and self-tanned, even last year and this year. They looked about the same with this BB cream. So really think it's a great BB cream. I think the shade range is a little bit lacking as most BB creams, but I still really like this BB cream. So if you're looking for a good one for oily skin, that's definitely one to try out. Then we've got a primer, the e.l.f. Mineral Face Primer. Mineral Veil, that's Bare Minerals. This is $6 at Target, and this is a good primer, but I really like it with, I'll just show you my other two favorites, and you all probably know what these are if you've been watching me over the past month. The L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation and Powder. I am just in love with this combo of all three of these. I have it on today, and it just gives such a flawless look to the face. Totally a full coverage drugstore foundation and powder combo, and if you use this primer, it smooths on really evenly and nicely. If you saw my review, you know how much I love it, but look, I'm just about to hit pan, and that's going to be an empties video. So I can't wait to use this in the summer when it's really warm, but I need that full coverage because this holds up incredibly well for a drugstore foundation. So love these, and the primer goes great with it. On its own, this is an alright primer, but with these, it's just like the magical combination. I don't know what it is, but I love it. Next, we've got an eyeshadow favorite, and I have not shared this one with you guys, I don't believe, but I've had it for quite some time, and I am in love with it. This is the Tarte Tartelette palette. I do have this on my eyes as well today, and this is an all matte palette, but I feel like its standout feature is this huge mirror. I mean, how great is that? A palette that is this compact but has a mirror that literally takes up this whole top section. I think that's fantastic. This will be a great travel palette, and this is a totally standalone palette. I mean, you can do lighter looks, you can do darker looks. You really have all the shades you would need, and if you love those kind of purple tones, it does have quite a bit of that in here as well. So I think if you're on the fence about this, I mean, get it, because this has slowly become one of my favorite palettes I own, and I would repurchase this if I ran out. But you know, I have so many eyeshadow palettes, I don't think I'll ever run out of anything, but if I did, this would be an absolute repurchase. So highly recommend that, and I think you should definitely check it out. The texture of those shadows too are just unlike any mattes I've ever had, and I think they're made with the Amazonian clay. Yeah, the Amazonian clay's in here, so maybe that's why the texture is so great. So my next favorite is this e.l.f. blush palette, and this is in the shade Light. These are so great. I love the e.l.f. Studio blushes. I think these are great, pigmented and really smooth formula, and I think they go on just as good as any high-end blush I've tried. As far as lasting power, you know, you're going to deal with fading with these. They're not the Tarte blushes or anything like that, and if you have oily skin, it's going to come off a little bit more than maybe something like that. But I don't deal with a ton of fading. I've had this blush on all day. I do have on that kind of bright pink shade right here, and it hasn't faded terribly bad on me. So I really like that, and it's $6. I mean, you can't beat that. $6 for a little palette like this. This is going to be great for travel, and awesome thing about this too is they actually, if I can get it to happen without sending it flying into the camera, they pop out. You might be able to see that kind of coming up there. I'm not going to pop it out because it probably will fly into my camera, and I don't really want that to happen today, but you get the point. They pop out. They're great, good travel palette, and especially blush palettes are kind of few and far between, so I really like that. The next thing is this NYX matte bronzer, and I heard Chrissy at Love Like Leave. She has a YouTube channel and a blog, and she is really great, you guys. If you haven't checked her out, I'll leave her link down below. I heard her rave about this matte bronzer. I have it in the shade medium, and I really, really like this. I think it's fantastic for setting a cream bronzer as well. I have a hard time finding a bronzer that's good to set your cream contour with, but I think this one really does a great job. You can see it's not super deep, but it's not super light either. So I think medium skin tones could wear this. I think light skin tones can wear this. I don't think it's super orange. That's a big problem I have with drugstore blushes. I feel like, or bronzers, I feel like they all kind of run a little bit orange, even for me who is kind of an oranger person in the winter or in the summer months. I feel like they run a little bit orange, but this one to me doesn't run orange at all. And Chrissy, I believe, she either wears the medium or the light shade, but she raves about it, and she's a little bit fairer than I am and loves it. So I think this is a good one for fair skin tones. I believe this is my last face product, and it's a little bit messy. The Essence All About Matte Fixing Powder, and this is great. I did a review on this last year, but it's a translucent powder. I'm getting it everywhere, but it basically is like white, but when you blend it away, it's totally kind of see-through, and it just sets your makeup really well. I wouldn't recommend using this if you're going to be having flash photography or anything like that when you wear it, because you could get that little white cast. You can't see it in real life usually, but it will come through in those pictures because that flash photography, that light just bounces right off of this white powder. So recommend it, but do be careful if you are having flash photography taken, and do know this is a very delicate product, so it will break and get everywhere, and I'm having to vacuum after this, it looks like, after this video, because it's all over my floor now because I broke it, and even this packaging is not fantastic, but do be aware that it's a really cheap product though, and it does the job. Moving on to a couple more eye things. We've got the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara. I really love this. It's a great mascara, and I do have it on today. Gives length, gives volume, but it also gives that kind of fluttery lash look that I really think is really girly and cute. I've got another eye product. It's the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe. Picked this up at Ulta, and I am in love with this. This is the only thing I've been using to fill in my brows, like, I think all month long. I heard people talk about it on YouTube and say it was a dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and I am happy to report, I can confirm, for me it definitely is. I love this. The size of the tip of this is just as small as the Anastasia, and it gives great amount of color, good pigmentation, and that natural kind of hair look. I just love this, and I think the taupe shade is one of those, it can kind of do no wrong shades, because when I had my darker hair, that reminds me, I think this is the first time you guys have seen me blonde. I went blonde over spring break. I think I told you that in another video, but if you haven't, obviously I'm blonde again, so we'll address the hair change. But I wore this when I had my darker hair, and I'm still wearing it now, and it looks really uniform with kind of where the highlights and where my natural lowlights are. So I think it looks really good. I think this is a color that if you're not sure of what color to get, this is a good kind of medium tone for a lot of different hair types. Now obviously if you have kind of a red tint to your hair, this is not going to be for you, but most people, you're brown, you're blonde, you're dark brown, this is going to be for you. So really love that. We'll be continuing to repurchase it, and if it weren't for the Anastasia pencil having like a patent on their spoolie, I probably would never purchase it again. But that's really the only difference to me is, like I said, Anastasia does have a patent on their spoolie, so no one can recreate the spoolie. So I do notice a difference in the spoolie on this one and the Anastasia, but other than that, it's the same, girl. It's the exact same. So there you go, a little hint for you when you're drugstore shopping. Next, got a lip product. It is what I'm wearing on my lips right now, and this is the Jordana Modern Matte Lipstick in Matte Tease. How pretty is this color? Now, I will warn you, it doesn't really look anything like the packaging. You can see it's bright pink on my lips, and the packaging is more of like a muted kind of classic pink, but on your lips it is kind of like a cloudy bright pink. And same thing as in the tube, it doesn't quite match, but I love this color, and I think this matte formula is really good. And they have a pretty good amount of shades, so check them out in Walgreens. I highly recommend you try at least one. They're so cheap, so it's only a couple bucks. If you have it to spend, I really recommend trying it. This matte tease is pretty, matte bare is pretty, and on Valentine's Day I wore matte style, and it was that bright red. It is so beautiful. I do believe I have a picture on Instagram of me in that one, and it is a great matte red. So I really, really like these, and I don't find they cling to my dry patches in a really gross way either. So pretty good for a drugstore formula that's only about $3. Next, back to eyes, we've got the L'Oreal Infallible Smokissime Liner. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. So I really like this, but it's a really different product. Kind of not your typical drugstore powder liner, not that there are a lot on the market, but it comes in a little tube like this, and the product is actually not down here. It's in the cap. So when you punch down, you hear that? That's the product collecting into the applicator. But I really like that this really does do a good smoky, smudgy liner. I have this on, and I think this is great for days when maybe, if you're like me, you're having watery eyes. I can't wear liquid liner on every day, especially if I get up really early in the morning. I tend to suffer from really watery eyes. It just happens. I can't control it. I've tried all different kinds of eye drops and all different kinds of techniques to make the watering go away, but it won't. So I really like to use this because you don't have to put it all the way into your eye. You can put it on the outside and give that definition to your eye, but also not have to worry about if your eyes water in the center or in the inner part like mine do. It's not going to remove your liner. So I really like it for that. Plus, it's so quick and easy. I will say there's a learning curve with this, but once you learn how to use it, it is so quick. So I'm totally going to use this and probably repurchase it, and I'll probably do a demo for you guys just because, like I said, there's a little bit of a learning curve, but I really like it, and I think this is a kind of neat drugstore find. Down to my last eye product. This is the IT Cosmetics Tightline Full Lash Length 3-in-1, and I used this before I used my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara today, and I really like this. I think this is one of those things though, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. It's got this really tiny brush, and I love this for bottom lashes. I use this alone on my bottom lashes a lot, and it gives a really nice look without getting clumpy, and I really like that this can kind of, again, another product that has a learning curve, like I said about the last one, but you get it really close in here, and it really does almost tight line your lash line. If you get it just precise enough, it will literally tight line for you. I don't always use it for that purpose. I usually just kind of use it to give me some length. I can use this alone. I've heard a lot of people say that they don't like it alone, but I really do like this alone, and if you're a person that likes a more natural lash, this is totally one to go for, and I don't find getting clumps from this at all either. I'm really impressed by that. I've never gotten clumps with this, and I don't know if it's because this brush almost can't really hold clumps. It holds such a fine amount of product that you really won't have clumping with it, in my opinion. So really like this. And another little tip for you guys, this is the travel size. I believe this was $10 or $15 at Ulta, and if you get two of the travel sizes, I'm pretty sure it's more or the same amount of the full size, and you're paying more for the full size. So just be aware of that. I always say check the travel section and see the amount of product you're getting before you buy a full size of anything, just because you never know. I know they provide these for plane trips, whatever, and for some people it's easier just to have the full size. But for me personally, if I can get more product or the same amount of product for a couple bucks less, or more for the same price, I'm gonna go for that. So just so you guys know, or if you don't like to use this and it kind of dries up on you, but you want a smaller one, you're getting a better deal. So do know that as well. I've got 2 lip products and a hair product left, and I've been on a real pink kick this month. So you'll notice that trend with these next couple lip products too. The first one is the Jordana Twist and Shine Moisturizing Balm Stain in Gorgeous Peony. So This is a brand new color. I love these Jordana Moisture Shine Balm Stains, and this color is beautiful. I think this is another $2 or $3 product, just same line, same price range. I love this color, and it really is moisturizing. It really does give a soft, supple look to the lips, and it really does stain. I can wear this, eat food, and it's still going to leave behind that kind of pink stain on my lips, and I love that. I really wore this all spring break week and took it everywhere, and I can't say that for a lot of things. Lip product wise, it's got to be a good product for me to wear it almost every day of the week, and I really did. And I think this is great if you have chapped lips. That's part of the reason I wore it all week, was because I was really suffering from some dry lips. So really recommend this. And another product, if you haven't tried these, they are just dirt cheap. I mean, go buy it, and I don't think you'll regret it. Try at least one of these. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have found my favorite lipstick and lip color in the whole world. It has happened, and it is the Bobbi Brown lipstick in Sandwash Pink. Now, I've never had a Bobbi Brown lipstick. This is pretty new to me. It's not it doesn't look like a remarkable color in the tube, but I'm telling you, this is the perfect everyday pink. It looks a little bit similar to the Jordana Balm Stain, but way more pigmented, but it is the perfect pink. I mean, you just can't go wrong with this color. I could wear this with any outfit, any eye look, anything. I mean, it just looks great. It's such a pretty color. And I actually found out this was the lipstick that Kate Middleton supposedly wore on her wedding day. So kind of makes you feel a little luxurious, like, oh, I'm like Kate Middleton with my little Bobbi Brown lipstick. But I really like this, and I think it's a really good formula. It's a satin matte, I believe is what it's, a demi matte or a satin matte. I don't have the original packaging, but it does give that really nice finish. It's not too glossy, not too matte, and this color is just amazing. I mean, I want to try more of these Bobbi Brown lipsticks now, because this has so impressed me, and I was totally on the fence about it, but this color just kind of looked really nice and classic, so I thought, well, I'll try it. This is literally my favorite lipstick of all time, probably, that I've ever tried, and you guys know I'm a lipstick lover. I have a lot of them, so that's saying something. Last but not least, I've got this Redken Quick Tease 15. Now, this is a backcombing finishing spray, and I've had this for a really long time, and I've just never talked about it. But if you want to kind of backcomb your hair and give that full look, I do have this in my hair today. I teased it really lightly, and that tease is kind of falling out. But if you spray this in your hair and kind of push, it's going to give more height. And the kind of the premise of this is you're supposed to lift the hair and spray kind of each section, and then poof, and it's going to give height without tease. Now, you guys probably know, just as much as I like lipstick, I like big hair, so I will tease and I will use this. But if you like big hair, this is for you. If you don't want to tease, this is totally for you, because I know a lot of people don't like to tease or backcomb just because it does damage the hair, but this is a really close look to what I get when I tease. It's obviously, if you tease your hair super high, it's not going to be the same. But if you tease your hair about the amount that I tease mine, I usually get up in the morning and give it a couple of good teases. It's going to give you pretty close to that volume. So I really like that, and I would recommend it. I believe Ulta is doing buy two Redken, get one free right now as well. So do know that if you're going to buy this, I would buy two, because I really like it. So those are my March favorites. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know down below some of your March favorites, and please subscribe if you haven't. There's going to be some great videos coming your way. I know a lot of you guys asked last year for me to do prom tutorials, so I'm kind of anticipating those comments, and I will be doing prom tutorials again. I'm kind of getting together my array of looks. I'm going to have one full drugstore and one with a little bit more high-end, and maybe even a third one if I do have a little bit extra time to put that together. So those are coming your way, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.